The long journey south begins under a heavy sky. Lord Eddard Stark leaves Winterfell, riding alongside King Robert Baratheon as silhouettes against a dying sunset. At a lonely crossroads, paths diverge. Ned says a somber goodbye to his son, Jon Snow, both unaware of the trials that await them. Jon heads north, his silhouette growing smaller against the colossal, shimmering blue wall that stands as a frozen sentinel at the edge of the world. Arrival at Castle Black brings no glory. Jon finds only a gritty reality of criminals and outcasts huddled in the shadow of the ice. Meanwhile, on the Kingsroad, a moment of play turns to peril. Arya Stark practices swordplay with Micah, the butcher's boy, by a rushing river. The peace is shattered by Prince Joffrey. With a sneer of arrogance, he draws real steel against the common boy, sparking a violent confrontation. To protect Arya, the direwolf Nymeria strikes. The beast's intervention saves the girl, but seals the fate of another innocent creature. In the dim light of the Council Inn, a terrible price is demanded. Cersei Lannister insists on justice, forcing Ned to take a life. Ned executes the direwolf lady. The weight of the South is already crushing his spirit before he even reaches the city gates. King's Landing finally appears on the horizon, the Red Keep looming over the Blackwater Bay like a monument to power and corruption. Ned enters the Great Hall. His eyes fall upon the Iron Throne, a jagged seat of 1,000 swords that promises only pain. The small council awaits. Littlefinger and Varys trade whispers in the shadows, their smiles masking a web of political intrigue. Catelyn Stark arrives in secret, bearing warnings of Lannister betrayal. In a hidden meeting, the Starks realize the capital is a viper's nest. Across the narrow sea, the dynamic shifts. Daenerys Targaryen finds her voice, finally standing tall against her brother Viserys' cruelty. Back in the capital, Arya begins her first lesson in water dancing. Syrio Forel instructs her in the art of the blade. As Ned watches his daughter, the realization settles in. The Game of Thrones has begun, and the North is far from safety. Paths are set. From the icy wall to the Dothraki Sea, the pieces move toward a storm that will change Westeros forever.